YouTube. Yes, I'm back. I told y'all I'm really coming back this time. Like I'm I'm back. That's all I gotta say. So today is Thursday. I think today is September the 13th, which marks the first episode of what I like to call Throwback Story Thursdays. Basically, I be telling stories of stuff that I've been through in the past that y'all might find interesting. I've told these stories to people in just regular conversation, and I always get a lot of positive feedback. So let me turn this fan off. I'm just playing. So I figured this would just be something that I could do every Thursday or every other Thursday, just to give y'all some consistent content. Now, don't get me wrong, I got a lot of other stuff planned as far as content that I'm going to be giving y'all, but this is just something that I personally wanted to do every Thursday or every other Thursday, just so I can keep the content unique, like original, you feel me? Now, of course, these stories got a whole bunch of different genres, so some of them gonna be funny, some of them gonna be sad, some of them gonna be boring. You know, it all depends on which story I feel like telling that Thursday. And I got this idea from Facebook, actually. My Facebook. Every night I would do this thing called Topic of Discussion, where I would ask like a really random, interesting question. And you know, of course, people reply with their answers. And just to give you an example of what kind of questions I would ask random questions like, you know, if they went to prom, you know, what colors did they wear? Did they get, you know, some cheeks after the fact? Another question that I asked, you know, I would ask about their first fight, if they won or if they lost. You know, just random stuff like that. And, you know, people gravitated to it. Like, it started off like really, really minimal. Like, I would get like maybe 5 or 6 replies, but then it took off, and then it got to a point where I was like getting like 100+ replies. Even people who I didn't even really know for real on Facebook was DMing me like, hey, like, you know, could you ask, you know, these questions, because people are actually replying, and I could actually like use this advice. And it was crazy. Now, every so often I'll randomly like just delete all my social media pages. Well, I don't want to necessarily say delete, I would deactivate them, and then I would come back. So I got fed up with Facebook, deactivated it for like a month, and I came back, and so many other people was doing their version of Topic of Discussion. That shit was whack. But you know, it is what it is. You know, black people can't have shit. So I just said, you know, it is what it is, and I just stopped doing it. So I basically like revamped it, but I put like a little twist on it. So instead of asking people questions, I'm just gonna be telling stories, because they always ended up with some kind of story. Like with my first fight, which is, I'm actually gonna make that one of my throwback stories that I'm gonna tell. My very first fight, I remember it like it was yesterday. Tragic. But a reply turned into a story. So I'm just gonna, you know, be telling short stories. I'm gonna try to keep them minimal, you know, like within 5 minutes, so these videos don't be like extra dumb long. This one might be a little long just off the strength that I'm explaining what the content is gonna be, versus me just outright coming out the gate like, you know, today is Throwback Story Thursday, and give you the story. But anyways, enough of this talking. Let's get into the story. Now, the story that I'm gonna tell y'all is funny to a lot of people. I don't think it's funny at all, but I'll let y'all be the judge of this. Here we go. So anybody that knows me knows that I fucking hate horses. There are 3 animals in the world that I can't stand. I can't stand snakes. That's a story for y'all that I'll tell y'all. I don't like birds. I'll tell y'all a story about that too. And I hate horses. I fucking hate horses. Now, don't get this shit twisted. I'm not scared of horses at all. It's not like I'm afraid of them or I got a fear of them. I just don't like them motherfuckers. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. So, I was like, maybe 8 or 9 years old, and my mom and my dad had took me to Ruich Park. Everybody from Detroit know where Ruich Park is, know about Ruich Park. They took me to Ruich Park, and I was playing on a jungle gym. So it was this guy out there. He had 2 horses. He had an all-black horse and an all-white horse. Now, the all-black horse was the girl, and the all-white horse was a boy. And he was like riding them around in the field. And you know, I'm like, damn, like, you know, I'm pretty sure this was my first time ever seeing horses in real life. I could be wrong, but, you know, I was intrigued. So, you know, I went over there like a curious little kid and started asking him questions. And, you know, he was telling me stuff like how old the horses was, how long he had them, you know, how much they cost, you know, all that stuff that I really didn't care about. So this guy took it upon himself to ask me if I wanted to ride the horse. And I'm like, hell yeah, I want to ride a horse. Like, what 9-year-old kid doesn't want to ride a horse? He walked over to my parents and asked them, like, you know, is it okay if he ride one of my horses? And they was like, yeah, you know, just make sure, you know, he don't fall or anything like that. And he was like, oh, I'm a professional. I'll make sure he's okay. So he put me on top of the white horse. Remember, the black horse is the girl and the white horse was the guy. So he put me on top of the white horse. He already had the saddle on him. So I'm on the saddle and I'm riding the horse. Now we were going slow. We were walking. The horse wasn't like running around like how he had him. We was walking around in circles. We were just going in circles. Probably went around maybe 5 or 6 times. On this last lap on the horse, we walk over towards the girl horse who was like chained up to like this fence or whatever. I don't know what happened or why this happened, but for whatever reason, this horse decided that he wanted to fuck the girl horse right then and there. So this nigga jumps up on his back feet. He gets on top of the girl horse and his dick came out. Now, let me tell you something. I don't know if y'all ever seen a horse dick before. Nigga. This motherfucking horse's dick came out like an arm, like, ugh. I'm like, yo. And the shit that's even more weird about horse dicks, pause, they look just like human dicks. So that freaked me the fuck out even more. It was bad enough that I was holding on for dear life because I'm like up like this because this horse is trying to fuck this other horse. And I'm losing my goddamn mind. I'm screaming, I'm crying. I can't even see because I got tears all in my eyes and shit. And, you know, I could hear the guy telling the horse to get down. I think his name was like Frederick or some shit like that. So the horse ended up getting down, and, you know, he picked me up, took me off the saddle, and like I ran to my mom, crying like a little bitch. That ruined everything about horses for me. Like, every time I see a horse, I think about that tragic incident where I was almost involved in a horse threesome. Like, that was very traumatizing for a 9-year-old kid. So to this day, you know, I don't fucking like horses, and that's just what it is. And that'll probably never change. I'm 29 years old. That was like literally 20 years ago, and I still don't fuck with horses. Like, you know, if I go to like a farm or whatever, you know, I'll pet a horse, I'll feed them. I'm damn sure not riding one. That is dead. I'm definitely not riding on no horse. But I don't fuck with horses. So yeah, that's pretty much the story of why I hate horses. You know, y'all can, you know, leave y'all comments below. Tell me what y'all think about the story. If y'all ever had any crazy ass experience with horses or any animals for that matter, you know, make sure y'all definitely let me know about those. It's your boy Tone. I don't know if I'm going to do another one of these videos next Thursday or if I'm going to do it the Thursday after, but I'm definitely coming back with more stories because I got so many stories to tell y'all, and I know y'all going to like them. Like, you know, this is just the first story out the gate. I just wanted to get that out there. So yeah, you know, if you like the video, like it, share it, comment, subscribe. It should be subscribed, but if you're not, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. It's your boy Tom. I'm out of here.
I'm back to it. Oh, bitch, I'm back to it.